Hi, Mohammed. Thanks for your patience. I know there was a little bit of a delay getting this to you. For some reason, it didn't show up in the system, but that has now been rectified. So let's take a look at what you have written. First, we have the English and Homestay letter. Thank you for including the task. Let's see what you wrote. Okay. Dear James, my name is Osamah, and I am traveling from Pakistan to visit the UK for the English and Homestay program. This will be my first ever visit there, hence I am extremely excited. I have a few questions regarding the weather and the culture of the UK. Although I have seen multiple TV programs to know that the temperature is cold in March, however, would like to know a bit more. Does it also rain? I want to ensure that I pack as per the season. Since I am into exploring new cultures, are there any new upcoming festivals that I can attend? Perhaps I can be a part of it once the program ends. No, wait, once after the program ends. All right, I want to clean up. Let's see, maybe you do go by Osamah. All right, so I want to clean up some of the grammar here, Osamah. That was for me the weakness in this paragraph so far. So let's take a look. Now, here you have the word although, then in the same sentence, you have the word however. They both do the same thing. So, in a sentence, you should never have more than one of these. One is all you need. So, you have to pick either although or however. Okay? So, you could have just said, although I have seen multiple TV programs to know that the temperature is cold in March, you're missing an I here, would like to know a bit more. Then, the second thing, this is supposed to be a formal letter. You've never met the family you're going to stay with. Presumably, your relationship will be warm and friendly. But right now, this is your first kind of introductory letter. So it's a better idea to be formal or perhaps semi formal. What that means is that you have to use some conventions of formal writing. And one of those conventions is using impersonal, indirect language. Okay? So, by indirect language, that means that we try to avoid these direct questions. So, rather than saying, does it rain? You could say, could you let me know how much rain to expect? Or, I would like to know if it rains often. Or could you please tell me if I should prepare for rain? So all of these are a more formal way of saying more or less the same thing you did, but they are considered higher grammatically, of a higher level, and they're considered more polite. Okay. And then again, since it's formal or semi-formal, you want to avoid words like want. You could say instead something like I would like, which has a more formal feel to it. So I would like to ensure that I pack as per the season. Since I'm into exploring new cultures, are there any? Okay, again, it's a direct question. I mean, I suppose one is okay, but if you wanted to avoid a direct question, you could have said, since I am into exploring new cultures, uh, would you let me know if there are any new upcoming festivals that I can attend? Okay. Perhaps, no comma here, perhaps I can be a part of this or these after the program ends. So get rid of the once. Okay. All right, let's continue. Even though the program starts, okay, at the end of March, I will be arriving a bit early. My flight lands at around 4 p.m. on the 28th of March. My aim is to get familiar with the city and spend some quality time with all of you before the program initiates. I would have preferred to starts here, or begins would have been good. I look forward to seeing you. Best regards. Okay, so that's fine. So again, some grammatical things, some things in terms of formal language. I wanted to see a little more formal language here. It felt almost like an informal letter to a friend. But again, you've never met this person before, so it's a good idea to be more formal. So that for me would have been the biggest weakness here, that you needed to use more formal language. You needed to kind of gauge the situation a little more appropriately and write in the correct register. When we talk about register, it's referring to how formal or informal something is. So I wanted to see more of an appropriate register here, and of course, your grammar is involved with that. So that's my feedback about this. Everything else was fine. You included all the information you needed to include. So let's take a look now at your task 2 about international marketing. Okay, interesting. Let's see what you wrote. Marketing is the most common form of communication to the masses. Due to the internet, it has become easier to advertise across the globe. While some view this as an, you needed an here, an intrusion, others believe this permits the spread of new ideas and culture. Okay. In my opinion, marketing fosters a culture of acceptance and generates new ideas. Lovely, lovely vocabulary, lovely grammar, no problems. International marketing showcases new ideas to different audiences. When I was 10, I remember watching television ads that were in English. Every night watching those ads helped me improve my speaking skills and helped me choose a career. Even though they were local ads, the level of creativity of international ads inspired me to pursue a career in this field. As my English improved without the got, it opened more opportunities. If I had not seen the ads, maybe I would not have chosen a path that I thoroughly enjoyed today. Okay, I like this. It's talking quite a bit about the positive aspects of international marketing. It does feel on topic, but I feel like you focus too much on this idea of language acquisition. And that was only one of the things that was included as one of the positives. There was things about spreading ideas, language, custom, and all you really focused on here was language. So it's good that you focus on one of the things you're supposed to, but it was too narrow in its scope. You really needed to try to focus a little more on the other things as well. So maybe a little less about this personal anecdote, and then including also some areas of the spread of ideas or the how it's a free source of information and education. Okay, so I wanted to see more of that there in that paragraph. Okay, so watching global ads also gives access to new cultures, which promotes globalization. In Pakistan, it was difficult for women to choose what they may wear apart from the traditional dresses. Watching ads from different countries with various styles had a profound impact on the local culture. The new clothing style was met with criticism, and women revolted to adopt jeans and pants. Though women should be free to choose what to wear, this disrupted the peace in society. Women marched to revolutionize local fashion. If they had not been exposed, had this been the case. Okay, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. This last sentence here. Now, here I'm a little confused. This is an essay where you're supposed to talk about both sides of the argument and you also give your opinion. I wasn't really clear here if this is talking about the positives or the negatives. You are supposed to be talking about this idea of being an intrusion, but I didn't really get that because you kind of went back and forth between it being a good thing and being a negative thing. And so, what that means is that the central idea is not clear. And that's a really important thing you need in order to get a good score in coherence and cohesion. You have to have a clear central idea. For me, the central idea here was not clear. Okay. Let's see. Uh, then you had a problem with some of the grammar towards the end. For me, there was a big problem, not just with the task achievement, but also with the coherence and cohesion. I thought that some of your sentences were kind of choppy and not really well linked. So I couldn't understand the connection between your ideas. So you talked about the women watching ads. It was met with criticism and women revolted. And then you said they should be free to disturb the peace. And then they marched to revolution. I didn't really understand the connection here. I don't think you needed this sentence. It didn't really add anything new. I mean, you already told us that they revolted. So it felt kind of strange to me. And then this last sentence really didn't make sense to me grammatically or in terms of the cohesion of this paragraph. So that for me had some problems. But again, central idea not clear. Is this the negatives? Is this the positives? Are supposed to be talking about the negatives here, about the drawbacks of this and it being a cultural intrusion. So that's going to lower you in terms of task achievement, as well as coherence and cohesion. Okay. All right. So come to think of it, international marketing may have its cons, but it has empowered people to think creatively. Countries that censor ads hamper the growth of their citizens and restrict their thinking. All right, that's lovely. I really like that last paragraph. Come to think of it, it felt a little conversational. I would have liked something maybe a little more academic sounding, a little more like written English rather than spoken English, which is what this makes me think of. Makes me think of what we use in spoken language. You could have said all in all. You could have said in conclusion or to conclude. Any one of those would have been absolutely fine. So I see a lot of really lovely elements in your essay, but I would like to see more work from you. I'd like to see what you're doing on other task ones as well. But you have a really nice grasp of English, and so I'd love to see what you're doing in other tasks. If you find this feedback helpful, then I really want to encourage you to sign up for an essay correction package with us so you can continue to write and get feedback on your writing and really just, take the steps that you need in order to improve. So hopefully we can do that. I really would like to see very much more essays from you and to help you. So I hope we can continue to work together. I want to wish you lots and lots of luck.